Proverbs 26 and 23. Burning lips and a wicked heart are like a potsherd covered with silver dross. He that hateth dissembleth with his lips, and layeth up deceit within him. When he speaketh fair, believe him not. For there are 7 abominations in his heart, whose hatred is covered by deceit. His wickedness shall be showed before the whole congregation. Whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein, and he that rolleth a stone, it will return upon him. Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai. Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai. All honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakar Kadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and teachers at Great Millstone for teaching me this 100% truth about our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, and the true reason why he's coming back, which is to save the elect remnant of the house of Israel from their enemies and those that hate them, and to take over the earth and universe, which was given to him by the mighty Yahweh himself, the Ancient of Days, wherein our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, will establish righteousness throughout the whole earth and universe forever under the kingdom of the heaven of the Israelites. Shalom, Akim and Akwaf. We one day closer to the kingdom. This your brother Hadab Yarbad, back with some more in the news updates. Let me read. I started off by reading Proverbs 26 and 23 on down to 27 because of who? The wicked, Esau, Edom. They ramping up their destruction on the earth. Whole lot been going on in Israel. We got to pay attention. Let's read this again, and we're going to get it in the NLT. Proverbs 26 and 23. Burning lips and a wicked heart are like a potsherd covered with silver dross. He that hateth dissembleth with his lips, and layeth up deceit within him. When he speaketh fair, believe him not. For there are 7 abominations in his heart. He's talking about who? Esau, Edom, man. From America to Canada to Germany, Serbia, wherever the Edomites reside and they ruling, these things take place. When he speaketh fair, believe him not. For there are 7 abominations in his heart, whose hatred is covered by deceit. His wickedness shall be showed before the whole congregation. Whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein, and he that rolleth a stone, it will return upon him. A lying tongue hateth those that are afflicted by it, and a flattering mouth worketh ruin. That's how they do, man. Speak lies. Right? Let's get this in NLT. Proverbs 26 and 23. Smooth words may hide a wicked heart, just as a pretty glaze covers a clay pot. Now, didn't the current president over here, DJT, say that I am the man of peace. I will end these wars. Yeah, right. He's trying to stop one war, right? They're trying to come to a peace agreement with Ukraine, but he didn't gave the Israelis a green light to go ahead and destroy as many Palestinians as you can. People may cover their hatred with pleasant words, but they're deceiving you. They pretend to be kind, but don't believe them. Their hearts are full of many evils. While their hatred may be concealed by trickery, their wrongdoing will be exposed in public. If you set a trap for others, you will get caught in it yourself. If you roll a boulder down on others, it will crush you instead. Let's get back to 26. While their hatred may be concealed by trickery, their wrongdoing will be exposed in public. Now, where do we hear that at? Let's go back to the KJV. Let's get this right quick. Right? The man of lawlessness. Who was that? Esau, Edom. I'm going to start at 1. Now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, and by our gathering together unto him, that ye be not soon shaken in mind, or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter, as from us, as that the day of Hamashiach is at hand. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, which happened, right? The children of Israel. The Lord turned his back on us, his face from us, right? And that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. Esau, Edom. We just read their mind frame in Proverbs, right? Who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called the Most High Power, or that is worship, so that he as the Most High Power sitteth in the temple of the Most High Power, showing himself that he is the Most High Power, but you are not. Right? The thing that is crooked cannot be made straight. They say they rather let computer-generated AI run the world as opposed to the Most High Power of Israel. But that ain't finna stop shit. Right? AI gonna go down too. Let's get this. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Because we got a couple of broadcasts we're gonna play. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Now let's get into some of these articles of what's been going on. Right. Now look at this. So U.S. tells UN Hamas is to blame for deaths since Israel resumed Gaza hostilities. Yeah, they didn't kill damn near 1,000 people since they didn't ended their little ceasefire. This from 4 days ago. The United Nations told the UN Security Council on Friday that the Palestinian militant group Hamas was to blame for the deaths in the Gaza Strip since Israel resumed hostilities there. Oh, what come the Israelis ain't to blame? Because they have an internal fighting too. A house divided, huh? Right? What's that? Mark 3rd chapter. Hamas bears full responsibility for the ongoing war in Gaza and for the resumption of hostilities. Every death would have been avoided had Hamas accepted the bridge proposal that the United States offered last Wednesday. Acting U.S. Ambassador to the UN, Dorothy Shee, told the 15-member council. Now, Shalaki, let's just keep reading. Israel effectively abandoned a 2-month-old truce 3 days ago. It has resumed its aerial bombardment and ground campaign, saying it wanted to press the militants to free remaining hostages. Now, if you're doing a bombing campaign and you don't know where the hostage is being held at, should you be concerned that you might kill some hostages as you have already done? But no. Hamas said on Friday it was reviewing the U.S. proposal to restore the ceasefire. Of the more than 250 hostages originally seized in Hamas's October 2023 attack on Israel, which triggered the war in Gaza, 59 remain in the enclave, 24 of whom are thought to be alive. So they doing all this. They didn't bomb and kill. Look, we say it's almost up to 1,000 now since they resumed for 24 people. Israeli Ambassador Danny Danon told the council that in recent days, Israel had eliminated several top Hamas and Palestinian Islamic Jihad terrorists. Israeli airstrikes on Tuesday alone killed more than 400 Palestinians, with scant let up since then. If I'm not mistaken, they just killed 65 this past weekend. And the one lady said she was trying to evacuate, and they hitting civilians. They not hitting Hamas targets. Because the one lady said she was leaving out with her husband and 2 daughters, and they was ahead of her. And they got bombarded, hit with bombs. Right? Let's get a scripture right quick. Let's go to Habakkuk 2. The Most High Power answers the prophet, right? I'm going to start at 1. I will stand up on my watch and set me upon the tower and will watch to see what he will say unto me and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. Behold, his soul which is lifted is not upright in him. Who is that? Esau, Edom. But the just shall live by faith. Who is that? The elect of the house of Israel. Here go the point. Yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine with his doctrine, his philosophies. He is a proud man. Who more prouder than the Edomites? Besides a Judite woman. Neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee? And thou shalt be for booties unto them, because thou hast spoiled many nations. So you got America and the Israelis bombing the Yemenis because they going at Ansarallah, who they call the Houthis. Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee. Because of men's blood, and for violence, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. Now, I got a little clip I'm going to play to let you know about how these maniacs get down. Now, just read this in the NLT, and we'll start at 4. Habakkuk 2 and 4. Look at the proud. They trust in themselves. Look at the proud. They trust in themselves, and their lives are crooked. But the righteous will live by their faithfulness to the Most High Power. That's the elect of the house of Israel. Wealth is treacherous, and the arrogant are never at rest. Didn't Donald Trump and Netanyahu do a AI chat bot, whatever they call it, of them sitting on the beach on the Gaza Strip after they didn't cleared out the Palestinians? They opened their mouths as wide as the grave, and like death, they are never satisfied. Now, the Americans, 2 weekends in a row, bombed the country of Yemen and then killed over 100 people. And they saying they hit military targets, but there's reports coming out that, nah, y'all hitting civilian targets, right? They opened their mouths as wide as the grave, and like death, they are never satisfied. In their greed, they have gathered up many nations and swallowed many peoples. But soon their captives will taunt them. Now, this war that's been going on with the Houthis, what they call the Houthis, or Ansarallah, been going on for over 10 years, right? The UAE, the Saudis, and the Americans did 24-hour bombing campaigns on them. So they are already a poverty-stricken country. So that's why they the only ones that's coming to the aid of the Palestinians that's over in the Gaza Strip. And they've been firing on Israel too. But soon their captives will taunt them. They will mock them, saying, what sorrow awaits you thieves? Yeah, y'all some thieves. Now you deserve, Shalaki, now you will get what you deserve. You become rich by extortion. But how much longer can this go on? Right? Suddenly your debtors will take action. They will turn on you and take all you have while you stand trembling and helpless. Because you have plundered many nations, now all the survivors will plunder you. You committed murder throughout the countryside and filled the towns with violence. Who was that? Esau, Edom, Revelation 6 and 4. You got Japan and China. They turning in them little bonds for that debt that you got, America. They cashing that shit in. A lot of people turning them dollars back in. Why? Because they tired of y'all ass. Let's continue. Look at that. The Lord said he's going to hit it with pestilences and plagues. More than 100 surfers fall ill as mysterious sea foam appears on beach. A mysterious sea foam has washed up on South Australia's beaches. They in trouble too for what they did to the natives of that land, coinciding with fish deaths and surfers falling ill with symptoms like coughing, sore throat, sore throat, and blurred vision. Ain't nothing finna go well for you Edomites from this point forward. The foam has covered hundreds of meters along Waipinga Beach, about 15 kilometers southwest of Victor Harbor. Several people who visited the beach over the weekend experienced cold and flu-like symptoms afterwards. Parsons Beach, another popular surfing spot just west of Waipinga, is also affected. Scores of marine animals, including seashores, seahorses, fish, and octopuses, have washed up on the sand, and visitors have noticed a visible slick on the water. The Department for Environment and Water has temporarily closed both Waipinga and Parsons, nearly 80 kilometers south of Adelaide, citing a possible link between the foam and a microalgal bloom, likely triggered by high temperatures, stagnant water, and an ongoing marine heat wave. You can call it what you want. It's the Lord that's doing it. Let's see. Let's get back to the KJV. Right? Matthew 24:6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Right? Sooner or later, 2nd Esdras 15-28 gonna come into effect. Them Israelis and them Americans gonna do something that's gonna trigger the rest of them Arabian nations that's around about them Israelis. Ansarallah of Yemen is the only ones that's stepping up to the fight, right? But not for long. For nation shall rise against nation, because as it's been reported, Donald Trump has asked Congress for the approval to bomb Iran. And we all know who Iran's biggest backer is. That's them Russians. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines. There's famines going on worldwide. But is Israel watching? The elect are. 2/3 ain't. And pestilences. And earthquakes in diverse places. Right? All these are the beginning of sorrows. So, let's go back. You got a pestilence, a plague that didn't hit the beach. Look at this. The love of many have waxed cold. Let me see. Let me go back right quick. Let's get this too. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But he that shall endure to the end, the same shall be saved. Right? Let's get that. Sin will be rampant, lawlessness everywhere, and the love of many will grow cold. Right? Let's get one more before we get into these articles of how Jake been getting down. Right? Let's get one more. Let's go to 2 Timothy. We're going to keep it in NLT. 2 Timothy 3:2. For people will love only themselves and their money. They will be boastful and proud. Now, when it comes to the Edomites, we always know they boastful and proud. But that spirit has fell upon the Israelites too. Because you got some that's doing better than others. And they boasting. Right? They always posted something on some kind of social media platform about what they got, what they have done, and what they have achieved. But they give no praise to the Most High Power for it. Don't worry. He's going to eliminate y'all ass too. He's going to bring y'all back down low too. 2 Timothy 3:2. For people will love only themselves and their money. They will be boastful and proud, scoffing at the Most High Power, disobedient to their parents, and ungrateful. They will consider nothing sacred, right? They will be unloving and unforgiving. They will be slandered. They will slander others and have no self-control. They will be cruel and hate what is good. They will betray their friends, be reckless, be puffed up with pride, and love pleasure rather than the Most High power. They will act religious, but they will reject the power that could make them godly. Stay away from people like that. Let's get a couple articles. Now look at this woman. Spanish Lake woman, the St. Louis, right? Used Facebook Marketplace to lure robbery victims. A Spanish Lake woman used Facebook Marketplace to lure people looking to buy a video gaming system to rob them, St. Louis County Police and prosecutors said. According to the St. Louis County Police Department probable cause statement, the robberies occurred on February 24th, April 29th, and May 3rd, 2024. Right? In the first incident, police said 2 people drove to a home in the 1200 block of Barron Avenue in Spanish Lake to purchase a Sony PlayStation 5 after answering a Facebook ad. Police said 1 victim entered the residence where they were robbed at gunpoint by Kaylin Bush. The second victim was carjacked, and Bush and her cohorts left the victim's 2019 Nissan Altima. Right, so she got a crew of cats with her. She influencing them. What is saying? Proverbs getting out thy strength to a woman. But Israel ain't paying attention. Look at this dude. Whoever perished being innocent. The book of Job. A 61-year-old, Texas man killed in McDonald's shootout while waiting for Happy Meals for his grandkids. You shouldn't even be at that spot. McDonald's got horrible food. A 61-year-old grandfather was killed after a shootout broke out at a local McDonald's where he was waiting for Happy Meals for his grandchildren. It's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. You never know when you got to go. The fatal shooting happened at the McDonald's near West Little York and North Fry Road in Houston, Texas, according to the authorities, and was the result of 2 separate groups getting into a fight before opening fire on one another. Jorge Arbazia was struck and fatally wounded during the chaos. Teresa Arbazia, Jorge's wife, was reportedly waiting in the parking lot with 2 of their children when she noticed people running out of the restaurant. Her husband wasn't among them, so she immediately called him. He answered and said he was dying. Damn. Right? The just Lord is in the midst of every day. He brings forth judgment. Let's go back. You got pesticides on the earth, right? You got a popular food recalled in Missouri over foreign material. Look at all these recalls. Things happening every day. Let's see what this is talking about. Multiple popular frozen meals sold in retailers around the country have been recalled due to the potential presence of a foreign material that could pose a choking hazard for consumers. Now, let's just backtrack. Back in 2020, y'all know what happened. The mass shutdown around the world. So from 2020 to 2023, they was burning down processing food, processing plants. Other spots was catching on fire. We started reporting that, and now look at this. It's been recalled since last year. A heavy amount of recalls. From salmonella breakouts to listeria, and now you got something in the food. Nestle USA issued a voluntary recall for a limited quantity of 4 varieties of lean cuisine and Stouffer's frozen meals over the possible presence of wood-like material. According to a recall notice shared by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. They ain't eliminated them yet, huh? When they gonna downsize them? The recall was initiated after consumers contacted the company about the issue, which included at least 1 potential choking incident. Let's see what kind of food they had. This is processed food anyway. The recall affects a limited number of batches of the lean cuisine butternut squash ravioli, lean cuisine lemon garlic shrimp stir fry, another abominable food, lean cuisine spinach artichoke ravioli, and Stouffer's party-sized chicken lasagna, all produced between August 2024 and March 2025. and distributed to major U.S. retailers between September 2024 and March 2025. Hell no. They wood-like material. They confident it was an isolated issue. Lies. We just read it in Proverbs 26. Let's get out of this one. Look at this. The biggest cooking oil recalls in U.S. history. Recalls can be initiated by the Food and Drug Administration, FDA, the United States Department of Agriculture, USDA, or voluntarily by the manufacturer. Even with an established system in place, there have been some very strange recalls over the years involving everything from a dead bat in a bag salad to lead in applesauce. In 2024 alone, there were several big recalls that included salmonella-contaminated chocolate and a potential ice cream listeria outbreak. And there was a listeria outbreak in deli meats too. Boar's Head, they went down. However, when it comes to cooking oils, recalls often occur when a characteristic of the product is deemed unsafe or misleading, with varying levels of severity. Let's look at these oils. Primal Kitchen avocado oil. In 2024, Primal Kitchen voluntarily recalled over 2,000 cases of avocado oil. This was deemed necessary after warehouse workers reported oil seeping out into shipping containers, likely as a result of broken bottles. After a prompt investigation, the manufacturer determined that the glass bottles were vulnerable to breakage. It's better, glass better than plastic. Packaging-related recalls are not unheard of in the food industry. Just a few months after the Primal Kitchen incident, Walmart recalled more than 12,000 cartons of great value chicken broth due to packaging problems that risked spoilage. As of February 2025, Primal Kitchen has not reported further incidents, right? Delio's, Bertelli, and Carpelli olive oil. Delio USA, the largest global olive oil manufacturer and parent company of Bertolli and Carpelli, experienced two recent notable recalls. These voluntary recalls occurred less than a year apart in November 2015 and March 2016. So if you ain't been paying attention, you go back 10 years, you could be fucked up dealing with these products. What it say in Ezekiel 4, we should be eating defiled bread. Rubino olive oil. This was 1993. Beware, Israel. You got to be prudent. Now look at this. Earthquakes in diverse places, right? 19 hours ago, a New Zealand earthquake rocks coastline as 6.7 tremor sparks tsunami fears. A powerful 6.7 magnitude earthquake has struck off New Zealand's coast near Riverton, sparking tsunami concerns across the nation, local authorities report. So over there, they got trouble over there in New Zealand, Australia. It's fires in Japan, in Florida, right? Wellington Region Emergency Management Office announced they are evaluating the potential for a tsunami to impact parts of New Zealand, but have not confirmed any immediate threat. We are aware of the M6.7 earthquake northwest of Snares Island, 2.43, 325. The National Emergency Management Agency and GNS currently assessing if there is any tsunami risk to NZ, New Zealand, The agency stated the U.S. National Weather Service's Tsunami Alert Division has ruled out danger to the U.S. West Coast, but noted that New Zealand's South Island's West Coast might face tsunami risk. So look at that, another earthquake. Now, if we go on the earthquake tracker, I'm pretty sure since the beginning of the year. It's been thousands. Look at this. Let's get back to these Israelis. We ain't off their head. The sons of perdition. Israel approves controversial proposal to facilitate immigration of Palestinians from Gaza. You're just going to displace them people when it ain't even your land. Israeli Security Cabinet has approved a controversial proposal to facilitate Palestinian immigration from Gaza, a move critics warn could amount to ethnic cleansing. Could amount to that it killed over 70,000 people. You think so? Israeli Finance Minister Bezalel Smotrich on Sunday said the Security Cabinet approved the proposal by Defense Minister Israel Katz to organize a voluntary transfer for Gaza residents who express interest in moving to third countries in accordance with Israeli and international law and following the vision of U.S. President D.T. This decision marks a remarkable endorsement for a plan once considered a far-right fantasy and comes despite the Prime Minister's earlier pledge not to permanently displace Gaza's civilian population. They're going to have problems. Let's get this. Them Israelis, they have an internal conflict with each other. They just had a cabinet meeting and they got to fighting. I'm going to play the little podcast. I forgot what it was. I think it might have been Katz and Smotrich might have got into it. One of them choked each other out. So, Shalaki. Let's get this Mark 3 and 23 before we play this first one. Yahushua called them over and responded with an illustration. How can Satan cast out Satan? And we know the physical counterpart of Satan on earth is these Edomites through the spirit, right? He asked, a kingdom divided by civil war will collapse. And that's what the Israelis on the verge of, right? Similarly, a family splintered by feuding will fall apart. And if Satan is divided and fights against himself, how can he stand? He will never survive. Let me illustrate this further. Who is powerful enough to enter the house of a strong man like Satan and plunder his goods? Only someone even stronger. Someone who could tie him up and then plunder his house. And we all know who's stronger than Satan. The physical counterpart of Satan that is on earth. The mighty Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Now let's get this. Let's go to this first one right quick. We're going to play a little bit of this. Shalaki. Here it is.
So why does the University of Tulsa attract the most National Merit Scholars per capita?
They have an eternal strife over there in Israel.
One of the largest
Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. The chaos is continuing in Israel now with physical fighting breaking out between the Minister of National Security inside of Israel, who just came back to the Israeli government, and the head of the Shin Bet, the one that Benjamin Netanyahu wants to sack but is refusing to be sacked. We're going to talk about this. Benjamin Netanyahu sacking the Attorney General, calls internally inside of Israel to resist now and take down Benjamin Netanyahu, alongside the developments that are happening inside of Gaza, the West Bank, and the new proposal that's coming from Egypt to end the war with the escalation in the Red Sea with Ansarullah in Yemen. We're going to start off with the report that came. Not many people spoke about this. For some reason, Israel tried to keep it discreet, but there were a couple of sources publishing this inside of Israel, that Itamar Ben Gvir, he had a meeting with the Shin Bet head alongside the head of the Mossad and the IDF chief of staff. During that meeting, the talks became more and more intense, screaming, shouting, and that's something that happened previously many times, by the way, in meetings between senior Israeli officials in the Benjamin Netanyahu government, in the previous cabinet as well, and things almost reached physical violence. One report said that people were trying to throw chairs at each other. But this is the first confirmation that Itamar Ben-Gvir tried to choke the head of the Shin Bet, in particular because, by the way, the head of the Shin Bet was leading an investigation into the police that is under or operates under Itamar Ben-Gvir, who is the Minister of National Security, and he was investigating terror groups within the police force inside of Israel. Imagine terror groups within, I mean, what's described as terror in Israel. Imagine how extreme that has to be. But we're talking about movements like Kahana movements and other radical movements that are aligned with the ideology of Itamar Ben-Gvir. And of course, I mean, at the end of the day, this is state policy. However, he was conducting investigation based on that. That's why Ben-Gvir was very upset about this. And the report that came from Israel said that it was actually the head of the Mossad and the head of the IDF, the IDF chief of staff. They were the ones that split them apart, because otherwise he was about to completely suffocate Ronen Bar, according to this report. Now, this is signaling that the problems are getting like much more tense inside of Israel. Benjamin Netanyahu and what he's leading now, this whole barbarism in Gaza, alongside internal dictatorship, the judicial reform attempts again, and him wanting to sack anyone who opposes him or showing any sort of challenge to him inside of the Israeli establishment. This is leading people to call for outright resistance. Primarily, the head of what's called in Israel the Democrats, Yair Golan, who's a previous deputy IDF chief of staff, who is a man who called for people to refuse previously to serve. And now he's saying Benjamin Netanyahu need resistance, and people need to deal with him like they dealt with Milosevic. Imagine that. That man was a war criminal. And he also is saying this is how we need to treat Benjamin Netanyahu. He's also a war criminal, of course. And shut down the whole market inside of Israel. A few days back, we spoke about the business forum inside of Israel, saying that they will actually shut down the whole economy of Israel if Benjamin Netanyahu continues down this line. But now there are more talks about shutting the country.
Now remember, people worldwide been boycotting Israeli companies. So they tried to come out with a law making it illegal to boycott Israeli companies. Let you know they are not in trouble as other people.
Down in resistance, in what Israelis are now calling resistance inside of Israel. And the trouble isn't just with like certain figures, it's expanding inside of the Israeli establishment now for the first time between the defense minister Israel Katz and Zamir, the IDF chief of staff. The Israeli defense minister, Israel Katz, he wanted to summon an Israeli who was in the army, who was being investigated, and he wanted to summon him directly. Israeli IDF chief of staff said, no, I do not accept instructions through media announcements. Now, the IDF chief of staff is supposed to be under the defense minister. But this shows you how much of a bunch of amateurs these people are in the Israeli government, especially with Israel Katz, by the way. Israel Katz is a man without any relevant experience to have the position of a defense minister. Usually the position of a defense minister inside of Israel is held by someone who was the IDF chief of staff. But
that's all we get from that. So we see his turmoil going on over there in the land of Israel. But hold up, let me see something. I think this might be it.
Did you know you can get permanent teeth in just 24 hours? What? Say goodbye to waiting up to...
I have some updates. I would say shocking updates, because according to this report from Mint, Trump, the reason he sent a second carrier to the Red Sea to
They
confront
keep calling them
Houthis is
Houthis. That's
because
Ansarallah.
USS Harriman, True Harriman, has been destroyed. Now, when I say destroyed, I don't mean they were pulverized. What I mean is that they were damaged to the point where they're not operational anymore. So what Donald Trump does, he is going to be sending, or he already sent, as we have discussed in our previous video, a second carrier to the Red Sea. And what you are seeing right now is Donald Trump getting on his plane, Air Force One, leaving Washington. But this is the situation right now. The aircraft carrier was... I do have some updates on this ongoing situation. Houthis, they have claimed drone attack, and they have said that they have bombarded second U.S. aircraft carrier, USS Harry Truman. Now we will get to the bottom of it, whether this is true or not, because the USS
America gonna put out a report.
these are
They missing us. They missing us by like 100 miles.
On the other hand,
Truman is
Houthis are
fine.
coming
But why you bring another
with
carrier
bold
over than that reason?
statements every single day about their success in terms of hitting this U.S. aircraft carrier in the Red Sea. What is happening? So U.S. defense officials dismiss these claims, as I said, as disinformation.
So keep yourself updated on what's going on with the people of Yemen and Ansarallah, who they call the Houthis. Let's continue with these articles. Look at this right here. Boy, these boys, they little world's crumbling. Everything they set up is crumbling. Why is this not popping up? Salaki. I guess I just got to read the headline. U.S. tuna giant Bumblebee Foods accused of profiting from modern-day slavery, human trafficking, and forced labor. Let's see one more time, see if I can pull it up. Open. It ain't pulling up. Well, you can look that up. It's in a news break. Bumblebee Foods, they in trouble. Now look at this. The FDI just officially banned red dye number 3. Here's what to expect. Let's see if this pull up. Ain't this a bitch? Why this pulled up and the other one didn't? All right, I ain't gonna let that out. It's official. The Food and Drug Administration has banned red dye number 3 in food, beverages, and ingested drugs in the U.S. What took them so long? The red dye number 3 must be removed from food products by mid-January 2027 and from ingested drugs in 2028. That ain't no telling how many people gonna get affected by that. It's just 2 years and 3 years away. The FDA noted on its website that it used the Delaney Clause, which prohibits additives found to cause cancer in humans as the basis for the ban. They just found it out it causes cancer, and then you're going to give them a 2-year window and a 3-year window to continue giving cancer to people. Boy, yeah, that's why the Lord finna destroy this country. Let's see. Now look at this right here. Everything you need to know about hantaviruses. What the? This from 15 days ago. Hantavirus is not exactly a household word or a disease that many people think much about. That changed when complications caused by the rare virus killed Betsy Arakawa, wife of Oscar-winning actor Gene Hackman. Oh, that's how she died. Hantaviruses are a family of viruses that can cause serious illnesses and death. Some forms do more damage to the lungs. Other strains can destroy the kidneys. Whatever the strain, the infectious diseases are most often spread by rodents in much of the world. There has been no record of the virus being transmitted person to person. except for a rust strain found in South America. Here's what you should know about this virus. Know about the virus. Also, they saying that Gene Hackman's wife died because of something that was spread by rodents. Like it's in, what is it, in Proverbs? You seen lizards in kings' palaces. You got rich folks that got rats. Nobody is exempt from the judgment of the Lord. How does hantavirus spread? Rodents carry the virus and it is contained in their urine, droppings, and saliva. Touching these substances can lead to catching the disease, but humans are more likely to contract it by breathing in particles of those substances. Bites or scratches from rodents can also transmit the disease. The disease is considered relatively rare, with 864 U.S. cases reported in 2022. If I'm not mistaken, that's just where the bubonic plague come from, rat droppings. The disease was first identified in the U.S. in 1993 when several people contracted severe respiratory illness in the Four Corners region where Arizona, Colorado, New Mexico, and Utah meet. The disease continues to be more prevalent west of the Mississippi River. Watch out, Israel. Let's continue. Let me see something. Was there anything else on that? Nope. Now look at Tucker Carlson. He warns Trump against bombing Iran. Will set off a war and result in thousands of American deaths. You think they worried about death? They don't give a fuck. Look at this article. Look at this. Only U.S. able to rein in Israel as army fully prepared ground invasion. They done did ground invasions over there in the strip. Nobody saying nothing. Only the people of Yemen defending the people of Palestine. Look at this. Yo, El Paso, Texas. 5 soldiers are dead and 2 injured by gunfire following a series of attacks by armed civilians late Sunday along the Jalisco-Michoacan border in western Mexico. This was 8 days ago. Hijacking of vehicles that were set on fire along highways preceded the attacks. Local news reports attribute the violence to members of the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, or CJNG. Videos shared online by Mexican news outlets show masked men firing automatic weapons at unseen targets from behind parked vehicles. Now, I'm going to get a couple more precepts, and then I'm going to play this last little newscast I came across this morning, right? To let you know that everybody finna turn up on these Edomites. You think Yahweh say you're going to be despised? Among men? Huh? Let's look at these. I'm just going to read the headline. Pentagon aims to cut up to 60,000 civilian jobs. About a third of those took voluntary resignations. Man robbed by a woman he met for sex in the St. Louis hotel. I think I already covered that one. Now look at this. The love of Minnesota West Coast. People have become lovers of themselves. St. Louis County woman accused of leaving kids home alone during Friday storms. Right? Now this happened on the 14th. We had a tornado come through and hit up Missouri. Right? This lady left her kids at home. She wanted to go party. All we worried about is folly. Now, let me get this before I play this last little piece I get. Let's go to the book of Isaiah. Because everybody tired of these motherfucking goddamn Edomites, man. Worldwide, you being hated. Let's go to Isaiah 14. Look at that, Israel's taunt. We're going to drop down to 16. Up. We start at 4 because it's going to apply to every Edomite in every major country, right? You got protests going on in Israel with them Israelis. They cabinet, they government finna shut down. The citizens want the hostages back, right? So they in conflict with each other. That's a house divided. Isaiah 14 and 4. And it's coming out that that boy JD Vance, JD, he don't really like that South African guy that's over here running things, right? You know what I'm talking about. Initials EM. Isaiah 14 and 4. Look at that, 14 and 4, 144. Call halal Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. Thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, against DJ, and say, how hath the oppressor ceased, the golden city ceased? Yahweh hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with the continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindereth. Don't worry about it. The Lord finna get at your ass. Who shall bring them down? Who could bring down Esau Edom? The most high power, the mighty, mighty Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. They've been persecuting people, starting with us, right? For the controversy of Zion. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee. Indeed, all the chief ones of the earth. It hath raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Thy pomp is brought down to the grave. In the noise of thy vows, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? Right? Let's get down to the point. That was good points, but let's get to the main point. Because for this newscast I'm finna play. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble? With all the bombs that he dropped on motherfuckers? That did shake kingdoms? That made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof? That opened not the houses of his prisoners? That opened not the house of his prisoners? Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. Here you go. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. Because we see every time the Edomites set up camp anywhere, they destroy shit. For I will rise up against them, saith Yahweh of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son and nephew, saith Yahweh. Let's read that again. Isaiah 14 and 21. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. Nah. A lot is going on, Israel. Let me see something. I'm going to get one more, and then we're going to get up out of here. Shalaki. Hold on. I'm read this. This wasn't what I was looking for, but Zechariah 9 and 6. And the bastard shall dwell in Ashdod. That's not Tel Aviv. And I will cut off the pride of the Philistines, The mighty, mighty Yahweh is working. Hold on. Let me just do this. There it is. Salaki, I was in the wrong. The just Yahweh is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doeth he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. Right? And with that being said, I'm going to play this this little news clip, Israel, until we see each other again. All right, and I'll report something else. Shalom.
This house is a civilian facility. There are no weapons and no leaders in it. There were 6 people inside. Family.
On Sunday. Now, you can see the scale of the devastation here behind us. So this was a very powerful munition that was used in the attack, which took place just after 10 o'clock on Sunday. Now,
They just killed 50 civilians.
on the scene, and they told us that 5 people were killed here and 15 wounded.
I just started this recording, and they showed the American warplanes leaving off the little warships right here. And the report was to give them hell. They hit a cancer center.
The US President Donald Trump authorized a series of strikes on the capital Sana'a, which killed more than 50 people, many of them women and children, as he vowed to unleash hell on Yemen.
See, there you go. Unleash hell. They enlarge, they desire is hell. Roughly paraphrasing. As you have done, it shall be done unto you. Remember that, Esau.
And it follows on from a series of strikes over the course of the week as the US escalates its aggression against the Yemeni people. This is Steve Sweeney for our team in Sana'a, Yemen.
Serbia remembers. That's the main message from protesters who took to the streets of Belgrade as the nation marked 26 years since NATO attacked the former Yugoslavia. It is not only the
NATO attacked the former Yugoslavia along with American help and hit them with them uranium bombs, depleted uranium bombs.
An American firm now wants to build a hotel there. Here's what we heard from
An American firm. You see this shit?
I came here to defend the general staff because it is one of
Look at this. Serbs oppose U.S. plan to build Trump hotel at site of 1999 NATO bombing.
a monument to NATO aggression for 26 years, and it really doesn't make sense to turn it into a hotel. All of Serbia will defend this building, just as we are here now.
Remember, NATO and America hit the Serbians and the Yugoslavians with depleted uranium.
But they want to build luxury hotels that the people will not even be able to afford in a place where cultural and historical heritage is located. It is
Look at
completely
this.
unacceptable.
Esau Kingdom is crumbling.
The general staff, which is the cultural center
What
of
is it?
Serbia, was bombed by NATO together with America.
If Satan be divided against Satan.
Over to America like a present. This scares me. The irony is profound.
New protest is being held in Belgrade, this time in front of the former General Staff building of Yugoslavia. This building had been destroyed in the 90s, in 1999, during the NATO aggression. People have gathered here in front of the former General Staff building of Yugoslavia for one more reason. They are actually mostly dissatisfied.
Look at all these people protesting worldwide. Protests going on with them Israelis. They having fights in their cabinet meetings. A house divided shall not stand. Kal halal Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua.
He plans to build here a luxurious complex, and according to media, it will include a hotel, but also a memorial complex dedicated to NATO aggressions. Serbian students emphasize that what had happened to Serbian people in the 90s is unjustified, and it was an illegal aggression.
On March 24th, 1999, NATO bombs began pounding Serbia. It was the first attack on a country made by the US-led bloc without UN Security Council approval. The coalition claimed Serbian media were legitimate targets, and 16 journalists were killed when a TV station was attacked. Foreigners also fell victim to the assault when NATO struck the Chinese embassy in Belgrade, sparking outrage in Beijing. The alliance insisted its campaign was needed to protect Serbia's Albanian minority, but the bombing led to one of the biggest conflicts in Europe since the Second World War.
Look at that. 15 tons of depleted uranium dropped.
Some 2,000 civilians were killed. An estimated 15 tons of depleted uranium bombs
Revelation
dropped on
6
the
and
planet
4.
Yugoslavia. A lawyer who represents the victims gave us this account.
I believe and claim that there is an absolutely proven causal link between the bombing with depleted uranium and heavy metals and the occurrence of cancer, leukemia, and other serious health problems we see on the territory of Serbia. 15.
Right down to the studs.
Right.
To a truly new, customized bathroom shower from the ground up. Let us convert your
100 times the radiation
Salaki, Israel.
and Nagasaki. NATO had no mercy and no compassion. They used us like guinea pigs for their bombs. NATO, as an alliance, claims immunity while referring to various treaties and agreements. But my personal belief is that there can be no immunity on violations of rights to life and health, and when it comes to the environment and ecology. The so-called Balkan Syndrome now cuts and kills both EU and US soldiers. The first soldiers from Italy who came to Kosovo, a large number of them are sick. Many are seeking compensation before an Italian court. Depleted uranium has polluted the entire Western Balkans. Depleted uranium is not only a Serbian problem, it is a European problem.
For more on the stories we're covering here on RT International, do visit our website, rt.com. Bye for now.